One of the objections we get when people are looking into the COO Alliance is that they're looking into a coaching program. Well, this isn't a coaching program, but it actually gives you something that coaching programs don't give you. So what I'd recommend is keep looking for the coaching program, but now that you've stumbled on us, take a look at what this has to offer that's very, very different. So here's 3 core things that this has that a coaching program does not have for you. Number 1 is community. As COOs or seconds in command, you really don't have a lot of other places to hang out with people that do your job, right? Often they're just the people that you work with inside of your company. The COO Alliance is a peer group of people similar to you, running companies between around 10 million and 100 million in size. Some are a little bit bigger. The smallest that we allow in is 5 million, but everybody is the second in command of the CEO. So that's number 1, is that community of like-minded people that's going to allow you to shed your imposter syndrome and also to build the connections to help you scale the business and scale yourself as a leader. Number 2 is you get a lot of shared resources from that community. So instead of having one coach that's going to be giving you advice or asking you questions to have you figure out what to do, now you're going to have a couple of hundred of other COOs right now from 18 different countries that you can tap into their shared experiences, their shared networks, and you can actually turn to them for advice and for help and for issue clearing as well. Number 3, you've got the opportunity to come to in-person events to hang out with these people, to interact with them at our monthly Mastermind meetups, and also to interact with them in our Slack channel in between all of the events as well. So you have those 3 huge resources to be able to draw on throughout the year, which is way more powerful than just some one-on-one coaching. The other thing to remember, that the difference between a coach and what the COO Alliance has to offer is we've got 6.5, 7 years of only working with second in commands. So we have that shared resource of all of the experience, all of the worksheets, all of the tools that we've been sharing with all of our members, all of our past speaker videos, and all of that is accessible for you in our member portal, where you get access to years of all that information that is very different from what you would get in a one-on-one coaching relationship. So that's why I'd tell you to keep looking for a coach. Nothing wrong with that. I've had lots of them, and I've coached companies and COOs for years. But I'll give you an example. If you wanted someone like me to coach you, my coaching program is $96,000 a year to coach one person one-on-one, and you get 90 minutes a month with me. That's it. So for 96 grand, you get me for a 90-minute call and then a group call once a month with some other COOs or CEOs that I coach. For the COO Alliance, you're getting access to me at every single monthly event. You've got access to me at the in-person events. You've got access to me and all the other members, et cetera, as we've explained in the Slack group. So huge, huge upside at a fraction of the cost. It's only $8,900 to join the COO Alliance versus the $96,000 to have me coach you. So here's an objection that we get fairly frequently from COOs who are looking to join the COO Alliance, and it's that my CEO doesn't want to pay for membership. Well, I can tell you for sure, your CEO has not hopped on a call for 15 minutes with our team to learn about the COO Alliance and how we can supercharge your growth and how we can give you the skills to grow yourself and your business. Because if the CEO knew that, he would have you joining in a second. He would be paying for you to join both of the in-person events that we have twice a year as well. The reality is, for the cost, around $9,000, $10,000 a year to be a part of the COO Alliance, it's a rounding error considering the massive upside that we're going to give. We also give all of our members what we call a 10x guarantee. And if your CEO understood the 10x guarantee, that we guarantee for the, let's say, $8,900 it costs right now to have you join, if you don't generate at least $90,000 in revenue or savings for your company, we give you your money back. Why would he not spend $9,000 to generate $90,000 in savings? So I think the key is to make sure that you get your CEO onto a call with you and someone from our team to learn about the COO Alliance, to get them to ask the questions. Also suggest that they actually watch some of the videos from some of the CEOs of some of our other prior members. There's lots of those on the For CEO page of our COO Alliance website. And also read through some of the written testimonials from some of the CEOs who put their members in year after year after year as well. I think the common reason that CEOs aren't ready to invest is because they don't understand what the model is. So just get them on a call with you and they'll understand a little bit more. So one of the all-time classic objections of not wanting to join an organization or a mastermind community like the COO Alliance is, I don't have time. That was the exact same thing that I said in 1995 when I was looking at joining the Entrepreneurs Organization. I said, I don't have the time. And what they said to me was, if you don't have the time, you need to join because you're not running the business is running you. The reality is, for you to show up at a 3-hour event every month with the COO Alliance, if you take a 40-hour work week times 52 weeks out of the year, That 3-hour event every month is only 1.7% of your time. It's a rounding error. It's a small percentage of the time. So the amount of time that you really need, if it's 1.7% of your time, you still have 98% of your time to work in the business, but this 1.5% of the time working on the business. So saying that you don't have time is really a false objection. So one of the classic objections that you're going to hear when people are looking at joining something like the COO Alliance is, I'm worried about the economy. What that really means is, I'm not sold. You just haven't explained the value in the COO Alliance, and you're using kind of a bit of a false objection. Because the reality is, your company, if you qualify, right, as long as you do at least 5 million or greater to qualify, and our average member is 42 million in revenue, if you're a $42 million company, you're not worried about spending $9,000 because of the economy right now. Because the upside is huge. Most of our members get a 10x return at every single monthly event. So if you're spending the $8,900 to be a member for the year, and you're generating $90,000 in savings or revenue ideas for your company every single month for 12 months, you're generating a 100x return on that money, which means for the $8,900, you're generating around $900,000 in savings for your company. It's kind of irresponsible not to join something like the COO Alliance, to put yourself into a community with like-minded individuals, with other smart COOs, so that you can share the ideas and get those shared experiences and build your network. But to say something like, I'm worried about the economy right now, what that really means is that we haven't explained the program or the model or the resources to you well enough. And by the way, if your CFO or CEO are saying that they're not sold or they're worried about the economy, let's get them on a call as well for 5-10 minutes, just so they can ask questions and understand what the COO Alliance is as well. Once they truly understand the value of the COO Alliance, they're going to make sure that you as the second in command are absolutely a member for years to come. All right, so another great objection that we get with people who are thinking of joining the COO Alliance, and once we walk them through this one, they kind of agree that they were being a little bit silly or they weren't sold yet, but the timing isn't good right now, right? They're not saying I don't have time, but the timing isn't good right now. It's kind of like a company that says, you know, when these big corporate companies, and they say, oh, they have the one-time expense. So the reason their profits are a little lower this year is they have a one-time expense. I'm sorry, but big companies have a one-time expense all the time. What it means is you missed it in the budget. So the timing not being good means that your business is running you and you're not running the business. Because every single month, every single quarter, you're going to have more projects, more to do, more people that you're hiring. The business is going to get bigger. Someone is going to get fired. Somebody's going to quit. You're going to buy a company or spin off a division, or your CEO is going to give you 7 more projects to work on. So there's never going to be a good time. The reality is that what we need to do as leaders, and what you as a COO or a second in command need to do more than ever, is to spend time working on your skills, to spend time working on your leadership growth, so that you can scale yourself and the company. So now is the best time of all time to be working on that, because the more that you work on yourself, the more the company is going to scale. And also remember that you're only spending 3 hours a month on this. So something we've heard from some members or potential members recently is, I'm not sure if this is the right group for me. Well, what kind of group are you looking for? Because there really aren't a lot of groups out there for second in commands. There are tons of groups for entrepreneurs. You've got the Entrepreneurs Organization and YPO and Vistage and the Genius Network and Maverick and Strategic Coach and Baby Bathwater and War Room and Mastermind Talks. And I've been a member, by the way, of all of those groups for some as long as 7 years. This really is the only network of its kind in the world for the second in command. So if you're looking for a group of people that are second in command to the CEO, then yes, this is the group that you want to be in. So there's all kinds of resources and opportunities to connect, to build relationships, to learn from each other, to help each other, to issue clear and get some of your problems out there, and to also learn how to work with those crazy entrepreneurial CEOs that we have to work with as well. I assure you, this is the right group. We've got plenty of members that are joining for their 3rd, 4th year. We have one member, Guy Barry, who just rejoined for his 6th year in a row. So what I would say to you is join for a year or two, really dive in head first, get into an accountability group, come to 1 or 2 of the in-person events as well, really get into the COO Alliance and get to meet the other members, and you'll realize that you found your new home. So the most common of all objections is the price. I'm not sure if the price is worth it yet. First off, let's make sure that we get your CEO on a call with us as well, because when the CEO understands the real value that you're getting and they understand our 10x guarantee, the price objection goes away. So here's how the 10x guarantee works. The price is $8,900 for you to join, or it's roughly $5,500 to come to an in-person event. So let's say that you're joining the COO Alliance for the year. you're spending the $8,900 to be a member. We guarantee, with our 10X written guarantee, that if you are an active member, you participate for the year, and you don't get at least 10 times your investment in terms of savings or money back for your company or increased revenue ideas, we'll give you your money back. So the reality is we know you're going to get that $89,000 in savings or revenue ideas. It happens easily. Many of our members get that 10X return every single month, which means they're getting 100 times return on their investment over the course of the year. Now, if you turn to your CEO and said, look, they guarantee that I can be a member for a year, and if I don't get value, enough value to give the 10X return, they'll give us our money back, your CEO would be crazy not to say to join. But the $8,900 is going to generate at least $89,000 in savings or $89,000 in revenue ideas. And I'll bet you that it actually will do it every single month, not just the once a year like we say it's going to.